Craig, Gay, Dumb, and Useless. Written by Craigtherewho is a homosexual. Read by Michelle of UAs-Art. I'd like another medium latte, Craig said, blinking at Tweak calmly. Please, he tacked on as a definite afterthought, with a slightly distracted huff. They being Clyde, Token, Jimmy, and himself, had elected to finally try the new cafe that popped up on the outskirts of town. The name was something, but there'd been some good review on Tweak Bro's Coffee Facebook page, and Bebe had confirmed that the pastries were to die for. Clyde demanded a bear claw, and off they went. The shop was small, decorated nicely, and smelled intensely of rich roast and coffee, and they immediately had been pleased that the music wasn't too loud. Tweak Bros also had an incredibly attractive barista, who seemed to pretty much run the entire store, since they hadn't seen another fucking soul besides a couple of adults enjoying a quiet coffee in their respective booths. That had Craig's gaydar on high alert, going for it. His hair was a wild mess like a lion's mane, barely tamed by a few hair clips and bobby pins. His body was compact and strong, and he had a tick going on with his eyes. Craig thought he was one of the prettiest boys he'd ever seen. Clyde immediately caught on to his fascinated stare and started with the jokes about Craig's type. Christ, the Thomas Crush incident was from years ago, and Craig was still getting teased for it. So he did the kids' laundry a couple of times. It wasn't that damn weird. After perusing the menu, Craig had decided on a latte and elected to order first while the rest of his group squabbled. The barista, Tweak, said his name tag, had smiled and noted it, and Craig allowed himself to be shoved out of the way for Clyde to order next. He'd assumed that would have been the end of it. After a surprisingly short wait, since the guy was apparently a force to be reckoned with drink-making-wise, he immediately noticed little Sharpie hearts on the lid. A quick glance at everyone else's cup revealed nobody but him had gotten said hearts. Gay. Craig had sipped his latte quietly, smugly, with the barest hint of disgust curling his lip. He hated coffee. He wasn't sure why the fuck he ordered it, but the little hearts had made it all worth it. He finished the whole thing and immediately gone for another, batting his lashes and even managing to summon an actual smile for Tweak this time. He'd gotten the drawn-on hearts again, and Craig sat down to immediately chug that one too. Clyde had given him a look, and Token muttered something to Jimmy, but Craig ignored them. Now he was on number 3. Tweak offered him a grin, and Craig almost dropped his wallet, fumbling ridiculously over it. Fucking useless he was. He finally got out a $5 bill and handed it over, waving off the change before going to stand by the little counter where the finished drinks went. Craig gave an internal cheer as this latte had the hearts too. He didn't even make it back to his seat before finishing it. Dude? Clyde started in as Craig started to go back for number 4. Stop! You hate coffee! What the hell are you doing? God, you're so fucking dumb. Why can't you ask for his number like a normal person? You're such a dumbass. Craig didn't bother to dignify that with an answer, simply huffing and heading back up to the counter as Jimmy agreed with Clyde. 1 small latte, Craig said this time, going for a full-effort smile. Tweak looked a bit spooked for a moment, then seemed to shake it off, beaming back and humming. Oh no, I'll upgrade it to a medium for free. You've been so kind with your tips, you've more than paid for it, Tweak reassured. Fuck. Craig was hoping he'd be able to drink less disgusting coffee, but no dice. He handed over another 5 and declined change yet again, allowing himself a small smirk at the increased number of hearts on the lid this time. Craig chugged the whole thing before sitting back down at the table with his so-called friends. You've spent at least $20, Jimmy pointed out, on coffee that you hate. So, Craig huffed, looking at one of the little lopsided marker hearts, then glaring at his friends. This is stupid, even for you, Craig. Token sighed, resigned. You absolutely useless shithead. Look at him, he's trembling, Clyde said, shaking his head. Craig stared at him, so he was a little jittery. He didn't usually drink a lot of caffeine. His belly kind of hurt and his hands were quivering, but his heart was happy, so the world could honestly fuck right off. His friends watched in mounting horror as he went up a few more times. By cup 10, his body was done. Craig was shivering horribly. His teeth hurt, his stomach was swollen and distended from all the liquid he'd forced in. And he was pretty sure he knew every secret the universe held. And they were all bad. "Craig, you look like shit," Clyde summed up. "You gotta stop." "We're having an intervention," Token added firmly. "No more lattes just for stupid little hearts, okay?" "I'm fine," Craig muttered surlily, standing up and swaying a bit. "Gimme 5. He went to the bathroom, returning Tweak's little happy wave before the door shut, turned to the toilet, and instantly heaved up all 10 lattes. After he was finished vomiting up his entire stomach contents, he wiped his mouth, washed his hands, rinsed his mouth, and left the bathroom feeling much better, although he was still shaking. "Another, please," Craig said as he went up to the counter. Look, I can't, I'm sorry. Tweak told him nervously. "You've had, 10 lattes. You're reaching territory even... I won't go, man, and I have caffeine dependency. You're not going to die, right? Oh, God, you're not allowed to have a heart attack in here. That's so bad for business. Go outside if you're going to have a heart attack. You can't be on property if you're going to die." Tweak started to fuss with his apron, and Craig held up a placating hand. No, it's fine. I'm fine, I swear," Craig said, sweaty, pale, and clammy after slamming 10 medium cups of coffee and then vomiting them up in the span of an hour. Tweak took one dubious look at him and shook his head vigorously. "Absolutely not! You're cut off. I can offer you water." Tweak huffed. "That's it. And your friends are cut off too. I'm very sorry." His face suggested he was anything but, and Craig fell a little bit more in love. "But I have the right to refuse service." "Homophobia," Craig blurted. "You're not serving me anymore because I'm homosexual." "Are you fucking kidding me? I'm gay," Tweak hissed. "Either take the water or get the fuck out of my store." "Well, could I get the water and your number?" Craig, dehydrated, still shaking, but quite smug, left the shop with Tweak's number on his phone, a water bottle with a tiny heart drawn on the cap, and a group of exhausted friends. Tweak Bros was definitely worth a second trip sometime.